Hey, all. I figured it's time for a little catch up here. Well, what the hell? Why not go for a ride and make a little video, catch everyone up on what's going on? This one might be kind of long. I'm in a bit of a blowhole, long winded mood here. As you know, it's been an interesting couple weeks. I'm recovering from another bout of surgery that went a little rougher than hoped. I was taken in week before last on Tuesday and um, woke up at about 2 o'clock and thought, okay, successful surgery. And then found out they had operated for so long that it was actually about 2 in the morning. And so I was in ICU and recovering, and all of a sudden, just an immense amount of pain set in. And I remember being in ICU and just screaming like a like a shot animal. And at one point, I remember thinking to myself, geez, Jer, this isn't you. Like, be a gentleman. Stop screaming. Be a gentleman. And then I just, it was just a pain where I just wasn't even in control of myself. And next thing I knew, I woke up in the ICU again. And I figured they had just, given me something to calm me down or to take the pain away. But it actually turns out that I had been taken back into surgery for another 8 hours because everything had failed. And so it was two very, very long consecutive back-to-back surgeries. The recovery on this one is no joke. Recovery on this one is no joke. Sorry, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's not quiet in the mountains. But anyway, I spent some time in the hospital and got home, and per usual, I'm very fortunate. I have a wonderful family taking amazing care of me. I have friends that are the best that anybody could ever hope for. So today I decided to try and get out on my own and came up here to beautiful Rampart Range. And, it's a nice little close spot to home, so it wasn't too far of a drive. And I figured I could do it by myself without getting into too much trouble. And if I did get into trouble, well, spend an hour, smoke a joint, and somebody will be here to help me, right? So, really appreciate, of course, all of the support and the love and the messages and the phone calls and all of you going out of your way to do things for my family. Um, I hope it goes without saying just how much I appreciate it. As things drag on here, I tend to find myself thinking more and more about, uh, I guess, what used to be is a good way to put it. Um, it's funny losing a leg, and the reality is, friends, this one's going to be gone soon. Um, if I have this one in a year, I'll consider myself lucky. It's just not doing well. I'm trying to temper my expectations. Uh, I wonder how much of this is maybe going to limit what else I have time left to do in the world. But like I said, this one's going to be kind of long-winded because there's just a lot on my mind. But I find myself thinking more and more now about how many things I've done that others won't get the opportunity to. I just spoke to a woman the other day whose son was in an accident on the school bus and lost both of his arms from the shoulder, 10 years old. And I think about all the things that I've done that young man will never do. Um, you know, the reality is I've lived a very privileged existence. I've worked very hard for it, but nonetheless, it's been a privileged existence. Um, I've lived in beautiful places and had beautiful homes and flew my own airplane for many years, which obviously isn't in the cards for me anymore. No rudder control. But I think of all the things that I've done that others aren't going to get the opportunity to, and that kind of brings me back to reality a little bit. I've been very fortunate. I've shared my life with some very incredible people. I've had incredible experiences in remarkable places. I've traveled the world on private jets and flown my own airplanes and driven some of the fastest and nicest cars made, and lived in some stunning, beautiful places, and met people from all over the world, all different cultures, religions, and backgrounds, and socioeconomics. And I'll forever be very grateful for what's gotten me to this point. Um, I do wonder how much of that is left for me in the world. That that bothers me sometimes. But it is what it is, and we move on and we take what we have and we make the best of it. And that's what I plan to keep doing. So for now, I'm going to keep recovering, and I'm going to try and continue to just think of the good things. Um, the experiences I've had and the people I've shared time with, and the relationships I've had, and the the conquests and the successes and the heartbreaks and the defeats, and everything adds up. And when you sum it, this is where I'm at, and I'll forever be fortunate and grateful for it. And for those that have crossed my path in life, some of us have spent a short time together, some a long time. Um, some intimately, some as friends, some as acquaintances. But every single step has been worth it. And so I don't know exactly what tomorrow holds. I don't know if I'll be talking to you with this leg again in a week, um, or if it'll be gone. And so I'm just going to continue to do what I can do. I'm going to enjoy every day. I'm going to enjoy the people in my life. I'm going to enjoy the amazing experiences that I've had. I'm going to try and help others who are in the same position. And at the end of the day, even when things get the toughest, so it's kind of a double-edged sword, because sometimes reliving the past is incredibly comforting, and sometimes it's uh, a bit difficult, because I think of all the things I've done that I plan to do for the entirety of my life that uh, maybe I just don't have that winning hand in cards anymore. There are a couple of things I plan to do, regardless of whether or not I lose this leg. I'm in the very preliminary stages of planning um, something that's just become more and more important to me. I plan to fly a Cessna 182S around the world. And if I end up losing the other leg, then I'll be the first bilateral leg amputee uh, to fly a single engine around the world. Hopefully, fate and karma has enough time in store for me to do that. Uh, if not, what the fuck? A lofty goal is nothing to scoff at, right? So I'm gonna keep living day by day. I'm gonna keep doing what I have to do. I'm gonna try and make the best of it. I'm gonna enjoy my time with my family and my friends and all of the wonderful things that life has bestowed upon me. Locations like this on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And when the tough time comes, these are the times I'll remember. So I guess that's the update for now. I thought I'd have something much more poignant to say, but I just kind of don't this time. I'm just kind of beat up. Um, it's been a very long recovery from this one. Uh, it's this one's been a long road. So thank you for all the love, all the support. Um, Thank you for all those reaching out to my family and making sure that they're good and have what they need, and the assistance that you can give them. That means more to me than you know. I appreciate the help towards them more than the help towards myself. Um, I've always been a guy who's very much in control of my world, and it's very, very difficult to have to relinquish as much of that as I have. But in the meantime, I have great friends that have helped to make up for it. So I'm eternally grateful for that. So I'll update you guys again, I guess, when there's something to update. In the meantime, enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. take 15 minutes today to do something that you've always wanted to do but haven't taken the time to do. Uh, you just never know. And so let's keep on keeping on. I send all of you much, much love, and onward and upward. This old guy's going to drive back down the mountain. We'll see you on the bottom.